Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. How the devil is everybody on this new week? It's Monday, so today is Mercedes Monday, which means we're going to be building the Agora Models Mercedes W196R, the Stirling Moss Mercedes, Pack 10. Now you will notice there's no car. I'm up to pack 10 and there's no car. That's because we're doing something slightly different today. Now, if you want to see what I have been building for the car, I have put a link to the whole playlist up here. Click on that and you can watch to your heart's content me building this absolutely amazing looking car. But today, all we're doing is building tyres. That's it. One tyre. So we're going to be doing the easy version of the tyre, and then we're going to be doing the regular version of the tyre with the spokes. But what I'm going to do my usual edited content for the easy version, but then I'm going to do no edits at all of the long version with the spokes. So hopefully you can see exactly what goes into it, how much time we've got, where each individual spokes go. I think that's probably the best because I haven't done that on the channel yet for the ones that we put the spokes in. Also, just a word of warning, I don't use any glue, I don't use any stickiness that comes with these and all that. I do it freehand, so hopefully that might make your life easier. There is a little trick I do as well, which will make things easier to put the last set of spokes in, but keep watching for that. But if you want to get this for yourself, I've put a link down here to the Agora Models website. You can get that all the way from pack 1. But without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, the important thing we're going to need on this is going to be some tweezers. They did come with the first pack on this one, but I do use my own tweezers. This is the easy version that we're going to do first, so let's get this open. So there you go, that's everything we've got in this pack. Remember, we're doing the easy version first. So just want to take these two sections out here and here first. Quite simply, just putting these together, and then I'm going to line up the holes on this side, and then I'm screwing some LP screws just into these 4 holes here. Now these are silver LP screws. In that bag there's also some black ones. And it takes 4 of these. I then want to turn this over, and on this side here I want to take these wire frames with the smaller circle here. Now this is going to go over the top. Making sure it goes on all the lugs like that. We've got a cover to put on that. That looks like this. Put that on top. Perfect. And that's held in with TP screws. That one's 2. And that one there is 3. Then I want to turn this over, and on the other side we've got this one here. I'm going to be putting that one just over the top this way round, making sure I've lined this up perfectly in there, just like that. Once again, I have got a top to put on here that looks like this. 3 of the holes go on lugs, which leaves these 3 to have some UP screws in. And we'll get the 3 of these in place. And then all we're going to do is we're going to take this section of the pack, and we're just going to be putting all of this in this side here, making sure that each end of these rims go inside each hole that we've got here. So that's perfect. They're all in like that. Then we've finished with this box now, so we can get out 70B. And to start off with, we need this section looking like that. On this side we've got a hole just here for the valve. Here's the valve here, and push that in there, and there we go, the valve's in. Then I want to take the rim which has got the thicker wall here. As you can see, this one's thinner. We want the one with the thicker wall. And I'm going to be putting what we've just created with the valve here in place. And it fits in there just like that. Now I'm going to hold this in with CM screws. Now these are going in with black CM screws. So 1, 2, and 3. I can then take the section we made last time and put this into this little opening here. Now, if you look around the edge here, you'll see a little notch there, which is going to go into the notch that we've got on this side here. So that will help you line this up. Make sure I've got those notches lined up there. And I'm going to screw this together. Now, this is held in with AP screws here. Takes 3 AP screws, so I'll get all of these in. Did I say 3? I meant 4. There's another one here. Now you will notice on mine that the valves just come out, so I'm going to put that back in, but I think I am going to hold that in with just a little bit of glue because we don't want that falling out again. So that's now in. All we've got to do then is just put the top on. Now this time again we can just match up the notch that we've got in the side here with the same on the other side. So this is going to go in like this here, and that's going to be held in these 3 holes here just with some CM screws. I've done this so many times now that it's becoming second nature, this one. But this is the easy wheel. I'm sure the thing that you're looking forward to is the regular wheel. I like how they call it regular wheel when everyone else calls it hard wheel. Okay, and there we go. That's another rim completed. So that's easy. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to be doing the hard wheel with no edits. So I'm going to put everything up here, and I'll try and talk as I go through it, saying what I'm doing. But if you see me doing mistakes, so be it. Let's do this. There you go. There's everything in this pack. Now, they do provide these sticky pads. I'm not going to be using them. We do need what we had from pack 1, which is the little mount here, which is going to put everything in place for us so that we can actually put these spokes in, hopefully, with nothing going wrong. The first thing they do want me to do, though, once again, is to put the valve just into the frame just here. So once again, I am going to put this in with glue because I don't want this falling out. Put some glue just in my tray here, just a spot. And I've got my tweezers. Pick this up. This is where you'll find I'm being very quiet, because concentration is the key there, so that valve's in place. Okay, put that to one side. We're now going to be assembling the whole mount here. So we need this section here, which comes in that pack, and there is a hole just at the top of this section, which is going to align with this hole here. So get that pushed in. Quite a tight fit. Make sure it's in all the way. Whoops. Get in there. Because believe me, you don't want that going anywhere. You want that nice and straight like that. Okay. Then we want the middle section, which has got circles, holes all the way around, but 4 levels of them. And again, we do have a middle hole just in there, which is going to go on that lug just there. So again, push that on. Make sure that's down as far as we can get it without it moving. We don't want too much movement in there. Perfect. Now, with these spokes, we've got long ones and we've got short ones. The first ones we want are the long ones. So I'm going to get them out. Let me just check they are the long ones. They are the long ones. Good. I picked right. Get every single one of these out. So I've got this. Just going to be taking the spoke, putting it in the bottom row of holes. It's only the bottom I'm interested in at the moment. Whoops, get it in there like that. You've got my tweezers here, and I'm having it go off to the left. Make sure it goes all the way around. So it sits in the first available notch just there. Now what I'm going to do is zoom up my top camera there. Hopefully, let's do this camera as well here, so you can have some close-ups. And I'm going to repeat that all the way around. So I go to the next hole at the bottom along, just like this. Put it through, being very gentle on my tweezers here, so that I can get that one into the next hole along. And I'm going to continue doing that all the way around. So let's get this one in. Whoops. There we go. Now the reason that I've decided to do this live is because I am aware that when we come to put some of these in, it can be confusing where I'm actually putting these spokes. And also the other reason is because I've done this 4 times now. This is the 4th wheel we're making with these spokes. I'm confident that I can kind of do it live. Now, as you can see, I'm not using any stickiness. In the instructions, it will tell you to do that. But if you're being gentle like I am here, you should be able to do it quite easily. You see, I'm working my way around. Whoops. If anything, the hardest bit about the first few stages is picking these things up. Now, let's just get these in. You will find sometimes that happens, where it falls all the way through. There we go. You just need to, that's the hardest thing to probably rectify. Picking it back up like that. You will find these first few stages here aren't that bad. I think the struggle that I've been understanding from people that are doing this build is the final set of spokes and where they go. So hopefully you'll be able to see that. The other thing I want to check when I'm doing this is that you can, because I'm getting quite close to this, you can see this. Okay, I don't want my big head getting in the way, you see. Okay, so this one's in there. Does call for a steady hand. You need like a surgeon's hand for this. There we go. 2 more. It is interesting to see what end we're using. Obviously it's the end without the metal ball on it. If when you put it in you find that it's facing the wrong way, what you want to do is lift it up and around, and then that will change the direction that the hook is facing at the end. So there's that one. In, oh, dropped it down, up and around, and that'll lie it in. Now make sure all of those are in where they need to be. So that's the first row done. That's not bad, is it? Okay, the next ones we're putting in, same spokes. We're going to go to the 3rd level of holes. So I'm going to get this one in here on the 3rd level. And this is going to cross over in the other direction. Oh, I've dropped that one through. I've got to figure out where that one went. Stand by. Right. It's going to cross over. Oh, I've dropped one here as well. Hang on. This is what I mean about steady hand, you see. There you go. They're all in. It's going to cross over just like that. So this one's now going towards the right. Where the other ones were going to the left, this one's going towards the right. So again, just doing the 3rd row of holes. I'm just moving to the next one along. Just like that. And we know it's crossing over with the one next to it. And there we go, that's that one in place. Now you will find that when you're doing this, because I'm not using any stickiness, some of them will want to move. So it's trying to be that gentle that you're not touching any of the other ones. I will be quiet while I'm just threading these ones through. But hopefully you can see how that's going. Now this, I still can't pick these things up. Now believe it or not, this is actually the easy bit. So through, oops. And over. Looking good. See, no edits. Just having quite a fun time doing this. Now, I am always conscious when I do videos like this, is like is it interesting to watch? I don't know. I suppose it's interesting to watch to see if I make a mistake. But this is, whoops, World of Wayne in the Raw. Now that was pretty nasty, that was, because some of these just went out of position, but it didn't knock too many out. I will go around and check these afterwards, but we're still good. It's because I accidentally knocked one then. This doesn't normally happen when I'm not got the camera on, I have to say. You do get yourself in a rhythm with these. But I'm still going around just that third level of holes. I just accidentally moved a couple of them. Didn't mean to do that. Just checking they've got these in the right places. There we go. Cool. Right, couple more. Definitely try and notice how I haven't used any stickiness for these. This is the last one. And that is now in position. So I'm just going to look around, make sure they're all in where they need to be. Now they do need to be pretty well onto each section here. Stand by. There we go. They're all looking good. Now, if any seem to be just on the edge of these, gently just push your finger into the direction which needs a bit more slack on it. But mine, I'm just double checking, are looking okay. I want to make sure all of these are as far in as I can get them. You don't want any of these sticking out. Again, I'm just double checking that I haven't moved these too far. That's looking good. That one's just moved out a little bit. I think the rest, oh, this one's moved out just a touch. I think they're all good. Yep, I'm happy with that. Okay. Now we're going to be locking all of that into place with this section just here. Is actually going to be going this way round, so then these parts here are facing upwards, and it can only go in one way. So once again, on the edge here, you'll see a little pin, and that little pin has got a place to go just down this side here. So it's a case of doing this movement in one go, so we don't move any of those tabs there, just like that. So now all of those are locked into place. I'm going to be putting this down with CM screws. So just find them, they're here. Now these are black CM screws, and once this is in place, being quiet because I don't want any of these to move, then that's that first lot in place and not going to move anywhere. That's the second one. And this one over this side is the third one. Now, make sure they're in really tight. And now we just want to ensure that all of those first row of spikes are in place. I will show you what that looks like. As you can see, it's now looking like that. Just get your tweezers and just check that there's no loose spokes here. They're looking good. They're all in. We're good. So that's that row in place. Okay, we're going to need the shorter spokes now. Get all of these out. Don't want to mix them up. Now, with the shorter spokes, they're going in the second level of holes. So, get this one in here. And then this time, this one's going off to the right. And sitting just like that in there. And again, we're going around that second level. Doing exactly like we done for the first three there. And getting these all the way around. I apologise I'm not my usual chatty self when I do this, because this does take a lot of concentration. This row's not as bad as the first two you've just done, because the little grips that they're going into are actually more moulded to the way that these spokes go, so it's pretty easy to see how they go in. So again, it's the hard bit is if it's in the wrong way and you need to flip it like that. Just lift it up and turn it around. So let's do the next one. Now, up and around. One fell off there. Now they go in, even though they're going in every hole along that second row of holes in the centre bit, they actually go every other notch. And it is easy to see where they are going because they are shaped. So you'll know you're putting them in wrong. Get this one in. I'm sure some of you are watching this thinking, sod that. I'll do the easy ones. Okay, but as you see, I haven't used any glue or stickiness or anything for these. There we go. Get in there. So this is the third row of spokes I'm putting in now. I am aware that in the unedited section there is some embarrassing pauses where I'm just reading the instructions and double checking what I've done, because the last thing I want to do is go through 4 levels of spokes and then realise I've gone wrong. Oops. But you will find that these ones actually tend to stay in a lot easier. Come on. There you go. Oops. That one's in. Okay. Almost there. Oh, that's it. So that's it for that one there. Now we're going to be going to the 4th row of spokes and just going the opposite way. Again, crossing these over. Oops. So if I get this one through, oops, pick that one up. It's going to sit on that one just there. So whereas I was going to my right last time, now I'm going to my left. Just like that. And continue going around. Whoops. Oh, I dropped one. That's not good. They're all still sitting there though. You can see what I mean now about from that first one where they all, oh, I say that, look, famous last words. They all try and jump out. That tends not to happen on this row. But once again, oops, famous last words. Because it just did. I'll just keep quiet now. Okay. That's that one. Keep going. Now I will agree with you, once you've done this bit, it is actually the next two lots of spokes that we're going to be putting in, which are pretty hard, but I do have a trick for that. It works when I'm not filming. Does it work when I am filming? Get this one through. I suppose it could be kind of hypnotic watching me just putting these in. Okay. Not many more to go. Just like that. Oops, that one's not sitted properly. Get it in there. Now once we put the clamp down for this side, we will be able to take it off of that little jig we've got. This one here. I've lost count of where I am. I'm just following the holes around the middle here. Of course, if all this goes wrong, I could just do a video. It says go refer to stage 1. We're doing okay. Okay, so this is the last one going in here. Now, once again, I'm checking that they're all seated in the position that they meant to be in. And none have fallen out. See, that one there's fallen out. So I've just got to put that one back in. That's good. That one's good. Everything else is perfectly in place, because now we're going to be closing off that section there. Once again, this bit's what we're going to close off, and it's this bit that I'm looking for here, because that notch there is going to go into the notch you might be able to see just there. So I'll line that up first and then drop it in like that. Make sure none have moved again. We're good. We're definitely good. So now I'm going to be putting this into place. They're going to be held in once again with the AP screws. Now at the moment I'm holding CP. AP's over here. Let's keep them in a different place, otherwise I'm going to get confused. Okay. What I tend to do is I tend to hold this like this. So now I know that those spokes aren't going to move. So that's one. Once you've got a couple in, you can be a little bit more confident, as you can see there. So that is 4 rows of spokes, I could be, in place. One more screw. And now the magic happens. They're all in, because I can now take this off this centre here. Just like this. Get this middle one out as well. And there you go. So that's the first lot of spokes in place. Now, it's hard to show you this, but there is sort of like a a diamond shaped pattern in there. This is where we're going to start putting the next lot. So I need the next pack for that. Let me just move that over, bring up the next pack, which is here. Moving everything away. Okay. I'm just going to forward the instructions a second because I am still using the instructions on the screen here. Okay. So, what we need in this one, obviously we've got the spokes here. But I do need this little thing in the middle because we're going to be working on, go on, let me get this right, onto this side here now. Because this is actually just going to be going over this section just here. So this is going to go in like that. And this has got 2 rows of holes on, as you can see there. So I'm going to... They want you to put stickiness in this. I'm not doing that. But once that's in place, we're going to start putting some spokes through. Now, this is why this bit gets hard. Because we haven't got a jig to put this in now. I'm just going to put out all the... Because this comes with its own spokes as well here. What we're going to be doing is lifting this up, and the first lot are going through the first hole at the bottom there. Now I'm going to put these in the first hole at the bottom. This, as you can see, moves. You do want it to move, but you don't want to turn it upside down, and I'll explain that in a second. What you do want to do is put this through the little diamond section that we've got here. So what I'm going to do is just lay this out where it goes. Stand by. And get the first one in, just turning that slightly so you can kind of see how this goes. Can you see that? It's sort of in that position just there. Now once you get the second one in, it will start to become apparent where each one of these are going, but they're all going into that diamond section. So we go for the second one along, and then just move to the next. I say it's a diamond section. It's a 1, 2, 3. It's a 4-sided shape. 5-sided if you count the edge of the rim here. But I'll get the second one in. Just let it hang down once you've got that in. So this one's going to go in exactly the same way there. And I'm going to continue working my way around on this section. Now I will be very quiet now. Don't worry too much about the thing in the middle moving, because it can only go so far because the spokes are stopping it going elsewhere. But you're going to love what I do in a second when I've got the last row in. Oops. Oops, that's not good. Don't let it come out. If you're having problems with that, just hold it with your finger there. I suppose that is a case where you could actually now use some double-sided, but I'm not. I said I'll do it without the double-sided. I'm doing it without the double-sided. Okay, next one. Now, if they all go down the same hole like you want them to, you're not going to have a problem. But they're going in really well at the moment. You will find when you put the last row of spokes in, it is going to start making this middle section here a little bit more not move around as much. When I'm holding this, I'm trying not to hold the spokes which are coming out the bottom there. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, keep going. Oops. Just dropped one. This is definitely the hardest part of it now. But we are getting there. Oops. It gets even harder if it slips down the wrong hole that you're putting it in. This is the last one going underneath. Okay. They are now all in place. Now, where do you put the last row of spokes? Now, what you want to do is you want to have a crossover. I'm just checking the instructions here to make sure I am doing this right. You want to have a crossover with the ones you've just put in. So when we put the next row in, we do want to ensure that we are crossing over. These are going to the right. We're crossing over to the left. Now, they go through a little point just up here. There's like a little triangle. I don't know if you can see that just there. So again, once you've got a couple in, it's not too bad, but let's see how this looks. Right, just got to line up the first one, so bear with me. Just like that. And I'm going to continue doing this all the way around. Because what's going to happen is you should have, if you've done it right, some of these hooks pointing to the left. The bottom ones are pointing, the hooks on the end are pointing to the left. And the ones we're putting in now will be pointing towards the right. So just getting all of these in now. But you do want to make sure that they are crossed over on this section here. Oops, I just dropped one. I'll get that out in a second. Okay. You can get a little bit spoke blind with this, I have to say. But once you've got a few in, it becomes apparent where they are going. So, it's not so bad. Double checking a bit. Yep, we're good. You're absolutely going to love how I do the next bit. Or at least I hope you are anyway. There we go, that one's in. You see, now I've got a few in. It's reinforcing that middle section quite a lot. So you haven't really got to worry too much about it. I am still holding it with my thumb here though, as you can see. Very good. And again, you know you're doing okay if the ones that you're putting in now are facing the opposite direction to the ones you put in earlier on. Oops, that one slipped down. No, we've saved it. That's cool. Not many more. I think you shouldn't be fighting with them. They should be falling down quite easily onto that other section there. Right, I've got two more to do. One. Last one. They do give you some spares of these. Okay. Now this is going to be pretty crazy what you're going to see in a second. Right. I'm just going to line these up to where I want them. Probably about there. Now I want to attach these from the other side, and if you can see down the bottom, they're just all hanging out the bottom there. The easiest way to do this is in one move, get these to where they're kind of going to be lined up, and then as quick as you can, flip your hand upside down. Ready? I'll show you what I mean. 1, 2, 3. Like that. And then hopefully they should all land into the grooves here. If they don't, then what I suggest, go back over, because mine just didn't then. I had a couple fall out. And I'm just going to put these, make sure that they're all through again. Some of these just came out a little bit. 1 second. Getting these all back in. If you find that in this stage you are having a little issue, it's sometimes good to put something in there as well, like some blue tack or something. I don't think I've got anything, or some tissue. I haven't got anything here, to be honest with you, but I'll try again. We've got that where we want it, upside down. And there you go. So there's a couple which have come out again. Let's just get these into where they go. See, to me, I'm just checking. That one needs to go around that way. Actually, that one's not too bad. So what I want to do is I want to try and lay this down without moving anything. This is going to be hard. There you go. And now I'm just ensuring that all of these are into position on this side. And they should all be sitting into the channels on here. It's looking good. I do have a couple which have fallen through, but I should be able to rescue those. Like this. That one's in, that one's in. I do want to ensure they're sitting in the right way. That one's in, that one's in. That one's in, that one's in. That one's in, that one's in. They should also follow the angle of the little holder here. This one's the wrong way round. Let me just get that turned. There we go. Perfect. And just keep going round until you can ensure that every single one is being held in. By the look of it, I think we're good. Just now pulling some of these through. Okay. We're good. Excellent. So, we're going to be closing that off now. So, to close that off, we just need these two sections here, and we're going to be putting these together. There's 3 lugs in here, so I need to make sure those 3 lugs go over this, like that. And then again, when I close this off, we do have a little section here, which is going to go into the cutout, which I've got on this side here. So this is going to be going in just like that there. Perfect. All I'm going to do then is hold that together with some CM screws. So let me get my CM screws. They're over here. Now what I'm going to have to do is really hold this together like that, because I do now need to get to this side to get these CM screws in. So one here. Really holding it tight I am, till I get this second one in. One at the top here. Excellent. And just one more on the other side. These shouldn't fall out now. Let's have a look at that. And there you go. They're all done and in place. Now we do have some screws just to put into the inside here, which are KM screws, which we need to loosen or tighten depending on what we need to do. On all the ones I've been working on, I haven't done that because now this is in place, as you can see, it's quite sturdy. I didn't put the screws in this bit here. To be honest with you, I don't know why you would. But there you go. Also, you want to make sure, if you've done it right, these should all be in position just like that there. You shouldn't have any sticking out into the middle. But we are looking really good. Now, unfortunately, I've had to do a cut now because I need to go get some hot water so we can put the tyres on. Hiya, I'm back. I've just put some boiling, scalding hot water here. I put the tyre in that. But what do you think of that? That's looking pretty good, isn't it? That's probably the last time we have to do that. I'm just putting that to one side because it's the easy one that I want at the moment. And I've got my really grotty rag here, which I'm putting this on because I'm going to put the wheel over the top of this. Now, we do have 3 other things in here, which is the hub, the washer, and the little black section, which is going to be going on this side here. And then I guess we're supposed to attach it to the car. I won't be attaching this one though, because this is the easy one. But they do provide that should you think that these ones here look better. I'm just going to give that a little bit of time. And you've seen this loads of times before. I'm just going to fish this out, pour the water out of each side, give it a shake, and then just a case of pushing this into here, just like that. That's in. Do the same on the other side. Make sure the rim's all the way around. Look, dab hand, I'm getting really quick at that now. And dry that off like that. Take this little black section here, which I'm having trouble fishing out, and in here we do have a little hole which is going to match that little lug there. Line them up, push that in, and that's the easy tyre completed. Now I will keep that in here with the washer and the hub just while I do the other tyre for the spoked one, which is here. Just get that out. Exactly the same. I do give it about a minute in this water, just so you know. I'll get this little black thing out as well, because we are going to need that. Now I'm just checking down the instructions here to see if they want us to put it on the car. They do want us to put it on the car, so it's the last one that's going on the car. So once this is done, I'll bring up the car again. I'm just looking at that. It looks so... I do prefer the spokes, I have to say. It really does look really cool. Excellent. Okay, that should be enough. Let's get this out. Get the water out and then just push this without pushing the spokes. We just want to push this in. There's no point in putting any undue pressure on the spokes that we've just put in. In like this. There you go. And then make sure one side's done. Feed the other side in through the lip. And there we go. Simple as that. That's the other side done as well. Looking like that. Excellent. Okay. Once again, we've got this little black thing to go in. So we have got the locating lug. Match that up with this side here. Push that in. Had to put my glasses on then so I could see where that goes. It should hold itself in there when that's in. But that's done. Let's go and get the car. And we also need a JM screw. So here we go. Here's the car. I can put this on its edge now. Like this. Get it so you can see where the wheel's going. This is going to be going on this way, just over the edge there. I've got a washer to put in, which I'm going to just drop down there. Get a JM screw. There we go. And get that screwed all the way in. Make it nice and tight. I will use my bigger screwdriver here just to get that as tight as I can get it. Put the hub on. Just like that. And there you go. That's the last tyre on the car. And that's how that looks. Pretty cool. If I'm being honest, that could have got a lot worse. But as you can see, the car is looking really good. All we're going to have to do now in the last stage, because pack 11 is actually just the base for it. I haven't got that yet, so we'll be skipping straight over that pack and going to pack 12. We're just going to be putting the bodywork on. But I have enjoyed this build. It's been a fun build, as you can see. It moves. It's all good. And Yeah, all good. Once again, if you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link down here to the Agora Models website. You can get this all the way from pack 1. But I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.